guys. Oh, what is going on here? So apologies because this is not going to be a complete video. Basically, I have still been getting DMs quite frequently asking me about my skin reaction, which I will get into. And I just thought, do you know what? Even though we have not concluded what my issue is, skin related, I know I have plenty of other issues in life, but I thought, why not make this video purely to kind of track my journey with it, and just share that with you in case it helps anyone, because I get a lot of questions asking all about it. So complete disclaimer, I know I'm saying this might help you, but equally at the same time, every single person's skin is different and reacts to things differently, which I have now learnt. So I'm going to share with you exactly what's happened with me, or what is happening, because it's still ongoing. And then if you want to try anything, if you want to give me tips or hints, definitely do so. So yeah, this actually only came about in August 2019. So I was heading to Monaco with Gavin, and prior to going I bought a whole bunch of new skincare that I'd seen kind of like an influencer promote, and it was all dermatologically tested, and I was like, wow, this is for sensitive skin. I never used to take care of my skin prior to that. I was really lazy, and I was like, let me get into some sort of routine. And so I bought these products, and I'm going to show you, and like I said, they have been highly recommended by so many people, but it just didn't work for me. So I like an idiot, I didn't realise you're meant to try one skincare product at a time to know how it suits you, and I told you I was like a complete amateur and tried all of this at once, so I don't actually know what triggered my reaction. So I tried this. Oh, is this why people do this? No, it's still not working. How do I show you what it is? Can you see what it is? Okay, so this was the hydrating cleanser, and from the same brand, I bought the moisturising cream. As well as that, I bought a soothing skin balm, because I was going to use one in the day, one in the night. And what the heck is this? I'm guessing it's another moisturiser, because it says hydrating care for 24 hours. So yeah, so then I bought these 4 products and basically started using them a couple of days prior to going to Monaco. Went to Monaco, and 2 days into our trip, all of a sudden I get this crazy breakout. I'm talking, my skin was like patchy, like lifted like aggressively from the surface, red, dry, and like crusty. I hate that word so much, but that's exactly what it was. And Gavin and I were kind of like, what's going on here? And of course we realised it was an allergic reaction. Couldn't quite put my finger on it, but I was like, okay, let's not put makeup on. I spent the day out in the sun, because when I was younger, I used to have like pretty bad eczema, and I was always told that if you go in the sun with eczema, it kind of soothes it, and it used to, like when I used to go on holiday, it used to calm my eczema down. So I did that, and we came back in after being kind of on the like poolside for a while, and it seemed to as if like it was seeping liquid, like it was wild. And I was like, I had all these tissues on my face, right? And I was like, Gavin, can I just nap before we go out? We were meant to go Buddha bar for like dinner. And she's like, yeah, go for it. Like Gavin is so genuinely like such a calm, sensible individual. Like if I was in that position, I'd be like, woman, Buddha bar's waiting, like sort yourself out. So I laid down the towel, and I literally put tissues on my face whilst this liquid was coming out. Took a nap, woke up, and it was even worse. It was as if the sun had like, I don't even know what, like just inflamed it further. Gavin was like, Z, we can't go anywhere, like you can't go out looking like that. And I was like, no, I'll cover it with makeup. I attempted it, and honestly it was awful. Like my skin was like itching, burning, I was tight. Anywho, cut the long story short, we then decided to go to A&E. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh my god, sorry. So we decided to go to A&E. And if you ever want to go to A&E in Monaco, it is a dream. I was like seen to within 20 minutes. It was amazing. Anywho, went there, and the doctor that saw me immediately said to me, this is a reaction to a product you have used. And he was like, have you used anything new in the past few days? And I was like, yes. I was like, I've used 4 new products. I've got like a whole new skincare routine. And he was like, cut it out. And I was like, because like, us girls know how expensive it is to be spending on like makeup and like skincare, etc. And I was like, and he was like, and also no sun for 7 days. And I was like, I'm in Monaco. I'm not gonna sit out, like, what do you want me to do? Sit in my hotel room? He was like, yeah, for 7 days, no sun, absolutely not. And I was like, what? And he basically diagnosed it as an eczema breakout. And I was like, fam, I know what eczema that is. This is not eczema. Anywho, did I listen to him? No, I hope he's not watching this YouTube video. Oh yeah, because he's totally gonna watch it like YouTube. Anywho, I didn't listen to him. I wore a huge hat, like huge, and went out anyway because I was only in Monaco for 1 day. I wasn't gonna waste it, and like, whatever. If it got worse, that's a tomorrow's ease problem. I wanted to live my best life, although I was in agony. I was in so much pain. Anywho, so they came back from Monaco, and he'd given me all these different like creams to like take, and like antihistamines, like the strongest ones you'll ever find, and like, I should tell you what they're called because they were bloody amazing, but you can't get them in the UK, that's the issue. It begins with X. Anywho, came back to England, and it was like starting to fade and go away. So I can't remember. I should have had a look at my log prior to this, but basically it cleared, and then I think it was a month later, or maybe 2, I was heading out to Venice. I think it was just a month. Yeah, I was heading out to Venice. And bear in mind, I stopped using all of these new products I had bought, right? I then had a flare up again. And I was like, what? And it was really bad once again. I cut the long story short, this reaction kept coming back every 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Maybe a month's time. Like, it just it would, now that it was in my system, it would just keep coming back. And I was trying to monitor loads of different things, so like whether it was dairy, whether it was any particular types of food, sugars, etc. So I tried to do the whole like kind of take one thing out and at a time and eliminate through a process, and I just couldn't put my finger on it. I was like, okay, is it hormones? Still nothing. Anywho, the reaction was so bad come October that I actually got signed off work for 5 weeks because literally, like, you know, when I would wake up, my face would be so swollen, like I would have to pat my like eyes down with like bags of peas, or like, you know, like frozen bags, for probably about 3 to 4 hours before I could open them. Like, they were that bad. I could not open my eyes in the morning. And like, just the inflammation, like I didn't even care for the rest of the face. It got to that point where I was so sick of it that it was purely like I couldn't even see. And it was like, first it was like on just like my face, my neck, and like a little bit of my chest. And occasionally, like for example, when I was in Monaco and when I was in Venice, it would spread over the rest of my body. I remember once it was just on my face, and I had a shower and I used ginger shampoo from Body Shop, and apparently that's meant to be amazing, right? And wherever that shampoo travelled with the water, it then spread on the rest of my body. So right now my body is covered in scars, like every single inch of it, every inch of it. So yeah, so it's like majority of the time it's just on my face, my neck, and a little bit on my chest, and I can tell when I'm gonna get it, like my skin feels really tight and tough. So yeah, so basically that was the case. So October, November time, I was a write-off, like literally. So the only thing that kept it under control, or like actually made it go away, and we didn't realize this until probably like 2 months, 3 months into it, is a particular steroid. So these oral steroids, because the like cream steroids were not working for me, right? So oral steroids were the only thing that worked. And I remember taking a video, I can't remember what date this video was taken, but I'm going to show you right now. I recorded it to tell you what I was currently doing at that time. And when I recorded this video, trust me, like believe me when I say, I mean, you would have seen from these photos how calm that was in comparison. But nothing else works for me aside from these steroids. So we're still quite red, as you can see. In all honesty, look, so like you can see from here, it's like all my face and my neck, but that's like the only area that gets affected. But like, see, it's a bit meh. So the steroids that I take are called prednisolone, and I take 3 a day for a week, so that's 15 milligrams for the first week, and then I will drop it down to 10 milligrams and then down to 5 the week after. But I do feel as if I needed 1 more week because I'm super red. The only thing is I have my patch test next week, and you can't be on steroids when you're getting your patch test done, so I'm gonna have to ride it out. But can you see how red we are? Like, sorry, excuse the fuzzy bits, but like on the eyelids, and then like all here, like I could get away with pretending I've been sunburnt from skiing, but like, can you see, like that's my normal color, and then all of this is like affected. So I am going to show you another time when I have zero makeup on again, what my skin is normally like, and it's not this red. Okay, I need to stop getting up in your face. Okay, bye. Okay, so that's the breakdown of like the steroids. Then I had my patch test, and this basically, oh, I should have told you prior to this actually, sorry. So then obviously in August I saw that doctor in A&E in Monaco during Christmas time. So December, I remember I saw someone privately because I was waiting for the NHS and I was on the wait list for so long, it was unbearable. So I went private and saw a dermatologist, and he told me exactly the same thing. He said, look, it is topical dermatitis, and it is a reaction to something you're using. And I was like, okay, well, I have not used any of that stuff. And he was like, no, like most likely I see the same thing you're showing me, like your reaction once every, did he say? Yeah, once every single day during the week, so like 5 times a week. And he was like, it's the cosmetics you're using, like our skin is not made for this amount of chemicals. And he was like, 80% of the time it's your nighttime routine, so like your cleansers, your toners, and he was like, they're too harsh for sensitive skin, and that's what causes it. So then I stopped using like my Kiehl's products, and like they have this cucumber scrub, which I was like, okay, it might be that, because you can't actually get it in the UK, you can only get it in the EU because of some chemical that's inside of it, and it's banned. So I was like, okay, maybe it's that, right? Cut that out. I literally cut out everything. You've seen from one of my previous like makeup tutorials that I actually only use a halo pad and oilatum soap to now remove my makeup. That's the extent to what it's got. So like come Christmas time, that's what he said to me, and he was like, we're going to put you in for a patch test, get you tested against all your makeup, because it has to be something like in that. So I was like, okay, cool. So that was the private dermatologist, and then I finally got to see the NHS dermatologist, and he told me exactly the same. So that's now 3 consultants that have told me the same thing. It's topical dermatitis, and it's something I'm putting on my skin, and I can't figure out what. Anywho, then patch test week came, but also Corona came. But let me show you this patch test video so you will see how bad it gets.
Morning, guys.
Okay, yes, I look like Deadpool because this reaction is back with a vengeance. Look how red I am. I always match my like sweatshirt. My Costa coffee cup. Look, the resemblance. Yes, I'm keeping safe, people. Corona and all. I think Costa are actually closing down tomorrow or something like that as well. So sad times. But luckily, so far there has not been a lockdown, which means I am able to come and get my patch test done, which I've only waited since October, so like 5-6 months. I can't do math. 4. So I'm kind of glad, but the patch test takes 3 days, so I'm here going to be at the hospital for 3 days, not staying here but coming back and forth, etc. And what they're going to do is get little tiny metal discs, pop them in anything. I shouldn't get in. I'm endorsing Costa here. Let's turn this. Screw you. I'm not getting paid for that. What was I going to say? Yeah, so basically they're going to pop a whole load of tests on my back and keep it taped there for the entire week. So I will show you what it looks like once I've got it on, and then we'll be able to see what exactly I'm reacting to and what is causing this Deadpool face. Hopefully we won't have it for much longer, guys. Just pray for Z. Let's find out what it is and get rid of it. I think you can see it, but oh, hold on, let me try to flip the screen. How crazy, my entire back is covered. Wait, can I zoom? I don't know how to zoom, people. But yeah, that's what I look like right now. Oh, I can't even move. So, lucky me. I feel like the universe just makes me want to suffer. Wants me to suffer. So basically I went for my patch test, and your patch test is a week long. They put, obviously you saw those metal discs on your back for a week. You go in on the Monday, they put them on. You go in on Wednesday and they monitor them and just make sure they're intact and everything. And on Friday they take them off and review your results. The day I got them put on, within 4 hours, there were only 2 strips remaining, and there's probably about 10 strips, if not more, on my back. I then called like a maniac to the hospital. I even went in the next day because no one was answering the phones, and I was like, these tests have fallen off my back, they're not sticking. What can I do? I didn't even do exercise, I didn't sweat or anything for them to be coming off, but the tape just did not stick. And they said, we're really sorry, we're just gonna have to see how it goes. Keep the 2 that are on your back on, and we'll review it on the end of the week. So went in at the end of the week, and they basically said, look, this test is inconclusive. We're testing you for 55 different intolerances, and we can't give you a response with just whatever's left. And I was like, well, I knew that. So they were like, we're gonna have to rebook you in for a test. And I was like, oh my god. And they were like, but unfortunately we're turning the dermatology department into a COVID department, and therefore it's not going to happen for a few months. And I was like, I know there's people dying out there, but really I've been living with this since August. So I was like, okay, fine. So up until now, I've still not had my patch test done. So yeah, so I'm still waiting for a second patch test. But you know when you start looking into something yourself, and like I said, I told you I tried to do the whole process of elimination with the food, the dairy, the sugar, the hormones, and it wasn't any of that. There wasn't a pattern that it was following. It's very random and sporadic when it happens. It's definitely calmed down now. The reactions I'm getting are nothing in comparison to what you've seen. Now it's just patches of red, and it doesn't get to the state where it's lifted too much. It's bearable, whereas before it was not bearable. And I also haven't had to be on steroids now for about 2 months. Which is amazing, because the side effects of the steroids are not fun, believe me. So yeah, so I've not gone backwards, I've not digressed too much, but we've still not figured out what this is, and we've still not eradicated it completely or been able to avoid it. I have not been putting makeup on as much, therefore, as you've seen, not many YouTube videos, etc. And the lockdown has been a blessing for that as well. But I still am reacting here and there. So I started Googling things and looking into it, and I was convinced that I had a parasite infection. It only made sense. The symptoms they were showing for a parasite infection, I met 80% of those symptoms. I had first been diagnosed with this issue, or this issue first became apparent when I was abroad. Where'd you catch parasite infections? Abroad. It seemed to commonly crop up when I was in Venice, when I was in Petra. Are you seeing a pattern here, guys? So I was like, do you know what? I've cracked it. And I Googled it, and I was like, right, the way you test a parasite infection is to get your bloods taken, but that's not so accurate. So the most accurate way of finding out if you've got a parasite infection is to get a stool test done. I'm gonna let you Google that if you don't know what it is just yet. I told you this video was gonna be awful. And the content in it's gonna be vile. So literally. So yeah, so basically, I'm just gonna let you watch the next video. I don't show you my test, guys, calm down, but I'm gonna let you watch the next video and then I'll come back. Sorry guys, I have no makeup on, but it's poop and scoop day. Okay, so guys, I just want, like, I was telling all my friends and family about this, like the day it was happening and everything, and no one was sharing my excitement, and all I wanted were people to share my excitement with me, because bear in mind, I have had this issue since August last year. It's going on to 6 months, right? And I thought I was there. I thought I cracked it. And if that was the case, I was going to take a course of antibiotics for a week or two and be rid of this annoyance in my life, right? Anywho, so the other day, so I handed the sample in, obviously, and I then got a call from the GP, and they said that the test came back negative, like it was all clear. And I was like, that makes me sad, because then it's not a parasite infection, and I genuinely thought I had cracked it and I was not gonna have this issue anymore. But basically my poop is the ish, like there's nothing wrong with it, damn it. So I am kind of back to square one. I'm gonna carry on trying to figure out what it is. Like the dermatologist told me to keep doing a patch test myself on my arm, but because I don't have anyone to bounce that off. Like for example, I was getting a slight reaction on the rest of my arm, but nowhere near where the actual testing was being done, like on the rest of my body, but not there, which is really weird because it should be most irritable where you're doing it. So it's like I don't have anyone to ask questions to figure out like whether the reaction I'm getting is the right one, it's the wrong one, or whatever. So I'm now basically waiting for my second patch test to be booked, and I'm gonna still keep researching to find out what it is. But yeah, alhamdulillah, my skin is like slowly getting back to normal. Like as you can see, like I always feel as if, like, you know, if you've got good skin, you can see it through your makeup. And right now, like when I had this skin reaction, like, oh, it was awful. My makeup was cracking, it was dry, it was just so uncomfortable. So now you can see like it's slowly getting back to normal. I mean, 6 months later. But it's not quite there yet. Like I just shouldn't be reacting. Do you know what I mean? So I just thought I would quickly share that. I thought I would share that with you guys, because I know you lot keep messaging me to find out exactly what I'm doing, how I'm controlling it, etc. And in all honesty, right now, the minute I get the slightest bit of reaction, I put this steroid cream on, and it kind of calms down within a day or two. I'm not on steroids anymore, but the oral steroids were the only thing that kept it at bay. And yeah, So this is just part 1. Part 2 will hopefully be when I get my patch test done again, and hopefully we get a result. Equally, I should have said that at the same time they test me against kind of my own, only 5 of my own products, so I won't seriously know every single product that I use, because I use probably 20 on my face. I don't know, you saw in my makeup like tutorial, but yeah, so I will keep you guys posted. But I was kind of nervous to do this purely because I don't want to show you what my face looked like, but I was like, who gives a crap? Do you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, my face is my face. And you're gonna have to deal with me, reaction or no reaction. But yeah, so if anyone has had the same issue, reach out to me, let me know how you got on, let me know if there's anything that worked for you, or if anyone is struggling with it and you can take any key takeaways from this, like for example the steroids I was on, the creams I was using. I hope it helps. But until next time, until part 2.